3.
Waffle iron.
Sticky cheese.
Waffle iron.
Sticky cheese.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. All right.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi. Hello. What's up?
Hello,
Welcome
hello.
to the Saltcast. Oh, okay.
Let me get my intelligent look on. Welcome.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Saltcast. This is a podcast for the Coalition of Salty Streamers, where we talk about random things like video games, movies, TV shows, life in general, arts, mostly video games stuff though, because we're all nerds here. Whatever, it's fine. I'm your host, Asex Soul, and I'm going to go ahead and let my guests introduce themselves. First, we have the other host of the Saltcast. Sorry, go ahead, Perp.
Hello. I am the Platypus, and I flex on camera. Show.
You got cut out at that last part.
I cut out.
Yeah, you cut out.
I apologize.
It's okay.
I'm Platypus. Hello.
All right, and tell us what you do. What do you stream? How you doing? Or unless you don't want to.
This is a free country.
Okay, fair enough. MorbidKilljoy, introduce yourself, please.
I'm MorbidKilljoy, also the dude of the north, and I like to stream like old style RPGs, and some newer stuff sometimes. And I'm also one of the co-founders of the Coalition of Salty Streamers.
There you go. We got a founder in here, y'all. And last but definitely not least, we have MrRumbleRoses. MrRumbleRoses doesn't have his camera on, but he's still here. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello.
Hi.
Can I be heard?
Yes, you can be. You're heard.
Okay. Hey, all my fellow Rumble Maniacs. It's Mr. Rumble Roses here. I do not stream like these, like my fellow salty brethren. I mostly do normal video. I'm going to do a lot of mods for the likes of Duke Nukem, but I try to do as much as I can, as much as my people will let me.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Can I interject?
Go ahead.
Did you ask me a question that I ignored?
Yes.
I did not hear you ask me a question. I thought you asked Mr. RumbleRoses to introduce himself.
Oh no, I was telling you to tell everybody else, what do you do? What do you stream? And I was like, oh, he didn't answer. I guess he doesn't want to say. So we're just
It came off real dickish in hindsight. I was like, I didn't even know I was asked a question. I was too focused on me being cut out and checking my volume settings. But you know what?
Do you want to tell people now?
I don't. I just stream games. I do what you guys do, or at least what Morbid does.
Okay.
And I ignore questions.
Fine. Jeez. All right. And again, everybody, welcome.
All right.
Welcome.
That's
Welcome. Sorry
Hello.
if you missed any donations, if you missed any follows. We're going to be talking heavily and not paying attention too much to chat. But if someone says something that we think would be beneficial to our topic at the point, we can interject and say that topic or say that comment. Excuse me. So, all right. Hey.
Yep.
Happy anniversary, CSS, y'all. We did it. We made it to 1 full year. I got a quick question for Morbid. Morbid, how does it feel being a co-founder of such a small group that's turned so big?
It feels amazing. I'm sure you guys heard from Soze or Narpaka at some point that we kind of just started it so that the three of us could kind of get together and chat, and then from there we just it's turned into this amazing community of amazing people like you guys yourselves.
Oh shucks.
That do these things to bring everyone together, and you guys are the backbone of this here community. Everyone.
So,
Yes.
So we're the backbone. Who's the head? Who's the legs?
Who's the legs? I'll be the legs.
I just want to say we have too many backbones. It's not practical.
Well, no, because each person's a vertebrae. We're just a really tall giant.
And how many vertebrae are there in the body?
We're like that. We're like that guy from the Holy Grail, the knight. They're at all of his limbs cut off, but we're still, feisty. We're just all spine and head.
That's right.
Exactly. All right.
That's all.
And also, I have a question for Perp also before we actually begin. Perp, it's been a while since we did any sort of any sort of podcast stream. I just wanted to ask you, as a host for the Coalition of Salty Streamers Saltcast, how do you feel about this being like your 4th episode, and how do you think it's progressing? Think it's going well?
I feel good about it. I will say I don't feel like that much of a co-host since you do all the work and I just consistently show up for the episodes.
If you weren't here, though, I wouldn't. It'd be really hard for me to actually do all this. You actually make it a lot easier.
Well, thank you for making my ego even bigger than it already is. I feel good. I really like the Saltcast. It's my favorite things that the CSS does as a group for sure, or like even individually as what I stream is some of my favorite times because I just like talking a lot.
Yeah, you do. That's correct. All right.
That is not wrong.
MrRumbleRoses. How do you feel about being part of the CSS for a while? Like, what are your feelings on the entire group? Be as honest as you want. Hello?
Policy, after all.
Oh, okay. Say it again?
The honesty is the best policy.
Yeah. So how do you feel about CSS?
I like it. I mean, I was not expecting to be honest. I mean, because originally it started off as just me being for naming that video game tune, which I happened to catch Soulsy Man or Soul do a stream of it, and I remember whenever Onyx the Gaming Machine, a good friend of mine who hosted him, and I went to his channel, and I remember sitting there because Onyx was always telling me about Sasha J, the anime girl streamer.
Yeah, we have an anime girl streamer in our group also. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, to be a part and got to chat with a lot of the salty brothers and make a lot of friends with them. It's been fun. I'm glad to be a part of the CSS. I got a few familiar faces in here as well. But Bink Live, or as I like to call him, Binky Demon.
Mm-hmm.
We do have another anime girl streamer, and I believe that is Milliness. Yes, there are 2. So
I'm sorry. Yes, that's correct. We do have
did.
It's like an official subgenre of the CSS,
Yeah, I think they're two of the only ones in Twitch. Honestly, is that true? Do you guys know?
For which? Can you repeat the question?
For anime girl streamers. Because I looked around to see if there are any more. I couldn't find any more, but I think 2.
I will say I've not done enough research to give a confident answer.
Okay.
That I would have to.
I have not either.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so
again, Sasha's the only one that I know of because I talk about her.
Yeah, but there's also Millie, which both everybody should follow both of them. They're both great people, and actually everyone should follow everyone in CSS because we're all cool. I think so, at least. All right.
All right, let's put someone on the spot right now. All right, Karn, who aren't you following? Get to it.
I like it. This is good. This is fun. All right, so let's get on with the topics then, because we have like a limited time now. So let's do this.
Let's do it.
First topic is video game news. This is just a segment where we talk about different stuff going on in the media today, for video game wise. First thing I want to mention is, hey y'all, Reggie is retiring from being president of Nintendo America. I'm gonna miss that guy. What do you guys think about him? Was he cool? Did you not like him?
I thought he was alright.
Who doesn't like Reggie?
I mean, I've met
Reggie.
people that don't like Reggie.
That's not they're wrong. But they don't understand his entire thing is like a bit, right? It's like a soup. Like there's I'm leaving Nintendo and the title that made me happy for so many years, but I'm keeping one more. A Nintendo fan. Like it's the whole thing's like a big bit, but it's still like it's like warm and humble and like modest, and it's like it's kind of like fatherly, but also he knows he's pretending to be a fake TV dad. I love Reggie. Reggie's fantastic.
I can't wait to join you guys on the
I don't
battlefield of
personally
Fortnite.
know Reggie or
When
but
Fortnite finally makes it.
What do you say, Rumble?
I was just saying I don't know too much about the guy, but I'm pretty sure he will be missed. But I see like little bits there about like the guy retiring and then having the last name Bowser or something.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
new guy's
Mr.
name
Bowser.
is Bowser. Is his last name. So that's
Pretty
where I'm
nice.
looking at.
I
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
pretty good. It's...
Bowser's gonna be canon, ladies and gentlemen. You just watch.
Do you like Bowsette? Like the
No.
whole entire meme of Bowsette? Like, do you enjoy that idea?
As a good blue-blooded American, I am disgusted by such things. As long as no one can see
Well,
my screen right now.
Well, I'm just gonna say this real quick about Bowser. I was gone offline for about like a month, due to some bug issues. That's all I'm gonna say. But whenever I managed to get back on, the first thing I saw on my Twitter feed was Bowser. Was like you know, Bowser mix. Everyone was calling her Bowsette. I had no idea what that was going on. And the next thing I know, there's this Rom Super Mario 64K's Emmanuel, I think that's how you say the last name. Please don't kill me. Made a Bowser freaking play as Bowser in Super Mario.
What's the name of this guy's mod? What's the name of the guy? I mean, the guy that made the
I
mod.
don't know how you. I don't know how you say his last name, but he goes by Kaze. Like I think it's like Kaze.
Okay, I heard Carne first, and I was like, "Excuse me," but okay.
Yeah. It was Carne the whole time.
But
It was Carne the whole time.
It was the whole time.
Well, yeah, that's how the
Me,
internet
like,
works. You leave for about a month, and then you come back, and everything's different.
Yeah, I still don't even know the origin of the meme, but
It's
I
like
don't
old.
want to know. Don't educate me. It's fine. It's
because
okay
I
to be
can't educate
mysterious.
you.
It's, I still don't understand the whole big chunk. It's another thing I found out too, but it's like I see a fat Bugs Bunny on my timeline, and people doing so many random videos of.
You mean the new fire starter in Pokemon? Yeah, the big Chungus.
Speaking of Pokemon, do we want to talk about that at all? New game?
As a fan of 21 years of Pokemon, I am down to talk about it.
Oh, great. Let's talk about it. So, if anyone doesn't know or hasn't been on the internet for the past 3 days, Pokemon has come
Sword and Shield.
Yes, Pokemon Sword and Shield is now a thing. It's going to be coming out later this year, apparently, and we got new starters. We got a new region, Gen 8, I believe.
Yep.
Anybody know what they're gonna buy? Are they gonna buy a game? Are you guys gonna buy a game? Morbid, Rumble?
I'll probably buy both.
I'll probably buy Sword because I like to poke things.
You know, I'm happy you said that because I'm 100% getting Shield first, and Sword people are a bunch of posers.
Yikes!
That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh. I was gonna get Shield because I like Shields better than I like Swords anyway. What about you, Rumble?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I mean, no offense. I don't. It's just some things I probably ain't gonna always get.
So you don't want to get it?
It hurts my soul, but you know what? I respect you. At least you're not a Sword player. You know.
I mean,
Could be
also,
worse.
There's also Gun, right? Isn't that one of the ones they're coming out to?
Yeah. That's gonna be the new legendary, the third version.
This Gun, I like it.
All right, so we got to be real about these starters, right?
Okay, what are the start? What are they against? Sobble, which is the water
Sobble,
type.
Scorch Bunny, and Grookey.
Yes. All right.
And I'm just
gonna
say,
go
okay,
ahead and say
I'll go last.
I'm a fire starter type at heart, so I'm gonna have to buy both of the games, and one of them's going to be Scorch Bunny, obviously. Even though I don't want to do Scorch Bunny because it just looks like another fighting type.
It's clearly the worst of the three. Yeah,
it is the worst of the three. But if not that, then I got to go with Grookey because I'm curious to see what that's going to be like.
The drummer Pokemon has stolen
the drummer.
my heart. My heart beats for the drummer. Grookey gang, Grookey gang, Grookey gang. You know.
Oh my God, I can't
Judge the bunny for the win.
Scorch Bunny, okay. And then Morbid.
I always go with the grass type.
Grookey gang.
So
Yeah,
no one's here Sobble? Why is no one here Sobble?
Sobble is a very strong second, and if I see the final evolutions of all three, and Sobble is a giant, like, crying lizard, I'll have to pick that over the drummer guy, but
I do believe...
as the first stage evolutions, Grookey gang all the way.
I really want to see what Sobble's going to turn into. I'm curious. That's the one that looks most like a Pokemon to me. Everything else...
Because he sobs. That's his thing. He's a crying water type lizard. So if he goes from like sob to weep to like, you know, I don't know, like devastated lizard, and it just and it's I would love that. I would have to take that.
Sobble changes to weeping, weeping changes to depression. I like it.
Yeah. It's a metaphor.
You have to get it. You have to be there. I really like the aesthetic of the world for this new game coming out. It's Great Britain based, and I don't like how it seems like very linear, but maybe that's just me. Maybe you get to go around more often, but we'll see.
So, did you say it was Great Britain based?
I think. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like London based or whatever, like that countryside.
Okay. The only thing that's not going to be dry in that game is Sobble.
Yeah, yeah.
The humor's going to be dry. No, I'm just kidding.
That's how come he could turn invisible, right? Because he's like the only not dry thing in the environment he has to hide. all this head canon is adding up. This is perfect.
This is all good. And what do you think the legendaries are going to be? People have been saying that it might be like wolves because of the logos.
I hope they just like totally screw us and it just Aegislash. And it's just that stupid sword and shield Pokemon. And then it's like, oh, you get the sword version in this version, you get the defense version in this one. And they both switch into the other one. That's my hope.
I don't like it. But yeah, so I guess we'll see. Another thing that's come... Oh, yeah, there are a lot of games that came out this year. Like in 2019 / partly 2018 a little bit at the end of the year. Smash came out. Smash is a good game. I like Smash Brothers. I also very much like Joker going to be the first, what do you call it? The challenger packs?
I probably like that more than I like the game itself.
So you don't like playing the game at all?
I think it's a good game. In fact, I'd probably give it like a 9 out of 10. But that news is I like more than I like the game because that's 10 out of 10 news.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I've never played Smash.
I've only played
Rumble.
Smash Bros. On 64.
Which one did you say?
Oh, only 64? Oh my God! How do we have a 50% Smash ratio in here?
I played 64.
Crazy.
I played 64 a lot, but I haven't played the new Smash for the Switch.
Well, that's
Did you see...
pretty fantastic. Ace is definitely the most experienced, though.
I heard that he was like spanking people across the field.
I will say this.
Spanking and Smash.
Play a lot of Smash, but I still don't think I'm nearly good enough because of all the necessary moves that you should be able to do as a basic thing. I don't do. Z is better than I am. So is Neo from Van's stream. But yeah, okay. I guess I'm pretty okay. What I do want to say about Smash though is that if they don't have as one of the starter packs Sora from Kingdom Hearts, I'm gonna be so sad.
To counter that, if they have Sora, I'll be really sad.
That's fair.
I think those are both valid opinions to have about that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a 50-50 split. I could agree.
Okay. So, let's be real. Do we actually think Goku is coming?
No.
He's already in Jump Force.
But
I think
everything in Jump Force.
I think that Joker completely blew open the door of possibility because no one saw that coming.
But I still don't see it. Like nobody from an anime so far is in Smash. At least I don't think.
Yeah,
Is
I would
Fire
say it would be
Emblem- does Fire Emblem
weird,
count?
but I don't think it's that crazy. Out like in my head, it's more possible than ever before because Joker. It was such a out of left field pick.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that. How it was just kind of blew your mind because it was just out of nowhere. They're just like, yeah, Joker's gonna be in this game.
It's like, oh, okay. Like everyone was like, oh, it's gonna be Persona 5 on Switch, Smash character. What?
I guess I gotta go buy the game now. That's what my friend literally said. He goes, I don't like Smash, and then Joker came out as like a side thing. I guess I gotta go buy the game. That's it.
Exactly. You got to support it. Like, I love Smash. I'm not very good at it. And like, I do the same thing I always do. I play, I have a good time. I try to get kind of good, you know, by going through some of these fights online. I win some, but then I like watch a video. It's like, here's the introductory techniques you need to learn for competitive Smash. And then it's like, it's Z dash canceling, you know, and air jump and dodge. I'm like, screw this game. I can't play it. I hate all the techniques. I just want to use smash attacks all day.
I just want to press the B button and then kill people with it. That's all I want.
As soon as one person gets a little too good, the game instantly becomes not at all fun.
That was me with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, the fighting game. Because if you mess up once, that's it. You're in an infinite loop of combos and you can't play the game. But
God, it's
silly.
it's a really fun game if someone's on your level. If you and someone else are like roughly the same skill, it's like so good. But then once there's that little gap, someone knows what, like how to edge guard even, or how to juggle. You're like, this isn't even a game anymore. I'm just being slaughtered.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
Would you say you were just being spanked?
Yeah, I would say you're getting spanked and smashed. Yeah. Smashed and smashed. Yeah, that's appropriate.
Let's see what else. Oh, we have to. I would be remiss if we didn't talk about this. So, Apex Legends. I don't play the game.
Are we gonna pull up our game times? I bet I win since I'm the only one that's played it.
Played which one?
Or Apex Legends.
Apex Legends, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't touched that. No.
Rumble, have you played Apex Legends?
I have not either.
No. Okay.
Well,
so
we've got 1 out of 4,
No.
but
I had to say this real quick that Apex Legends did beat Fortnite on Twitch for 2 days straight. That's how successful it was.
it was beating it on Twitch for like over a full week straight. I think it's still
really?
ahead.
Oh, really? Okay. So Apex Legends is, if anyone doesn't know, it's, what is it? Perp, you played it. You can explain it better than I can.
Apex Legend is right now below Fortnite, but it was above it even yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a battle royale. Yeah, and basically it's a battle royale, but it's a first person, which I really like. I just like first person a lot because it doesn't incentivize camping in general because you kind of have to keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't like peek corners like at all. You have to put your body out there in order to do it. Like so the battle royals I played PUBG, which I really liked a lot because even though it is third person, it's still, I just like the slow paced nature of the game, and getting vehicles and being silly was fun. I never liked Fortnite at all. No matter, I just don't like
PUBG?
I don't like building. I'm sorry?
You like PUBG?
Yeah, I know. I love PUBG. That's the one that I played for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like building in Fortnite, and that's like literally the entire game. So it just wasn't for me. And I liked Fortnite when it first came out, and it was like, oh, you play Fortnite? Okay, sure. Yeah, the fake game. Like, play PUBG. And everyone, when it was not cool to like Fortnite, that's when I liked it. Once it became super popular and people got really good, it became unfun.
Mm-hmm.
But Apex Legends is by far my favorite battle royale. It's just kind of like if you took Overwatch and made it a battle royale in a lot of ways. It's very fast paced. There's different characters, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. They're not so extreme as an Overwatch where they all have different health bars and different like armor to shield ratios. Everyone has the same baseline stats and movement speed, but then you have a passive, an active, and an ultimate. And so these characters all have their own stuff. They have a guy that would kind of be Reinhardt, but it's because everyone has the same baseline stats. Like, you all have the same health. There's no armor or anything. He's actually the least tanky character in the game because he has the biggest hitbox. Mm-hmm. But he does have like a shield ability, and he has a passive shield on his gun when he aims down the sights, things like that. It's really fun. I've played it for 63 hours since it came out. Is what according to what I see.
Jeez.
I've quite enjoyed the game. It doesn't work very well on stream, and I'm not very good at it at all. I'm terrible at first-person shooters. But overall, just like a very It's a game that I was like, I have no interest in at all. And then some people talked about it, and I was like, all right, maybe I'll check it out. But it's still a battle royale game. And then it started getting a lot of hype. Like I didn't play the first like week and a half. And then I was like, all right, I'll download it. And I was very, very pleased with it. Super, super fun.
So you recommend it for everybody to get?
100%. I mean, it's free.
That's true. It is true.
It's a free, very fun battle royale game. I think it's the most fun battle royale game because it's good. It's not slow paced like PUBG. It's very, very fast in movement speed. You don't need vehicles to get around the map. You could very easily run everywhere. And it's always squads of 3. Right now, there's only squads of 3. So it's always 3-on-3 fights, which have a very interesting dynamic, especially because you can be carried by a good player or you could help carry your team and feel good. And then there's all kinds of different abilities going off. So it's a very cool feeling just in general. It's very rarely just like a one-on-one fight because you always have someone backing you up and they have someone backing them up. So you have this really cool dynamic.
Wait, what do you think, Morbid? Would you get the game then?
I'm gonna go with maybe. I personally just dislike Fortnite.
Yeah, I agree. Fortnite blows.
I never really understood the hype about it. I mean, I know I can understand like why people like it. I was never really good at it, and I played a little bit of it. As for Apex Legends, I don't know. I've thought about getting it because it's free, but then I also thought, hey, why do I want to give EA the time of day for a free game when they can't even give me a good new like Knights of the Old Republic, you know?
Well, I will say one thing that's crazy is it was like a weekend after I started playing, and I was in my Discord, and I was like, I don't know what universe I jumped into, but I'm excited for a paid battle pass in a free-to-play EA game. And I'm genuinely excited for the new battle pass to come out so I can give them money to unlock new cosmetics.
Are you really?
It's alien. Yeah, I actually am gonna. I'm gonna buy that day one, 100%.
And
it's insane. It makes no sense.
Rumble.
It's a really fun game.
Rumble, would you get the game? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Morbid.
I don't know about Apex Legends. I mean, because currently right now my computer is not really like the best thing for like type of games. I mean, the only thing I've ever come close to was playing another ROM hack by the guy K's called Fortnite 64, which basically is like, you know, you're able to build platforms and stuff in Mario 64 to help you get that. But other than that, I mean, I'd give it a try if I had like a good computer. But sometimes battle royales are just kind of like, eh.
It's a hard game to run for sure. It's not the most friendly on lower end PCs.
Is it on PlayStation or is it just PC?
It is on PlayStation and Xbox.
Okay. Yeah.
I think they might have cross play. I don't know. There's some rumor. I don't keep up to date. I just play on everything on PC.
And why would you want to cross platform that when PC?
Why would you want to? I have no idea. You're clearly at a disadvantage if you're not on PC.
But
there are different gun metas, but depending on the like console versus PC. Like PC, the wingman is basically king, but there are other guns that are apparently better on console because it's easier to deal with recoil and stuff. I don't know. There's different gun metas I know for the different versions of the game.
I mean, for me,
I could talk about what I like about the game more. I could talk about this game for a little while. I've 60 something hours in like 4 weeks.
I bet you can. But I think for me, for Apex Legends, I think I might try it one day. It's just that the battle royale thing for me also, it was kind of getting old because most of them are just shooters. But Tetris 99 is a battle royale, and I love that game. I can talk about that one for a while too. I've been playing that for since it came out. It's really fun. You guys know about Tetris 99?
Is that the
yeah?
That is the
battle royale style Tetris?
Yes, that's basically what it is. And
I frequently watch videos on it.
It's super, super interesting because there's a whole meta behind it, and no one it doesn't tell you what the meta is. You just have to learn it on your own by just playing. It's really fun.
I watched a guy had a 9-hour video on YouTube of him getting like 70 wins in a row or something. He's very good at Tetris.
Mm-hmm. But it's not just being good at Tetris. It's also being good at attacking people. So okay, so in Tetris 99, you're obviously fighting against 99 other people. So there's 100 of you, I think. Yeah, there's 100
Yes.
of you. So
There's 98 others because there's a total of 99 characters.
okay, to 99 characters, got it. So when you play the game, you have to be good at Tetris, yes, but everyone's had 40 plus years to get good at Tetris now. So if you're not good at Tetris, then fine. But there's also the aspect of attacking other players and like sending them blocks or sending them trash, where if you don't like you. Okay, how do I even explain this? This is. Oh.
Well, I could say from what I've seen, you could like choose. You could attack like the leader or something like, or random characters, and you could choose kind of what to send.
There are 5 people on, like, and in every battle that are the top of the leaderboard at all times. They don't tell you this, but there's at least 5 people that are like really good, and they are the ones that make the pace for any game that you're in. So if they're doing very well, then you have to try and get matched up to their level. What happens is when you aren't one of those 5, all you're doing is just surviving. You survive by attacking other players and trying to get them knocked out. If you don't get them knocked out and they knock you out, obviously you're out. But you can do a thing where you can change your target, and you don't know on the scoreboard who's winning or not. You only know by how good they're doing. So you're only fighting one person at a time. So when you switch from one person that you're fighting to somebody else, if they start just sending you lines over and over again, you're like, oh crap, I need to not fight him, and you can like switch to somebody else. That's how that works.
Okay.
Nice.
So the whole.
Okay.
What? You have a question?
No, I'm just I don't know how it works. I'm just interested because the visually, if you've not played it, visually it's impossible to interpret what's going on other than the person in the center playing Tetris.
Exactly. So so there's a thing that happens where if it gets to the 50 or so people left, blocks start moving faster or slower, but it depends. If it gets to 50 and everyone else is not really trying to attack other people and they're just trying to do their own game, the Tetris game, like in general, knows this and starts sending blocks way faster. So if you guys are trying to slow down the game will speed itself up. If it gets to 50 people left and people are like actively trying to attack each other, then the game won't speed up. It'll stay at its consistent pace or even like slow down a little bit. So I think that part was pretty cool too.
I like that. Yeah, I've only watched a professional Tetris player like play it where he got like averages like 30 eliminations and he just targets random people. So I haven't seen like the average player what it actually goes like.
He's probably one of the better people in like most of those games. Also, if you knock somebody out, you get a medal. That medal allows you to send more blocks to the next person that you attack. So eliminations are important in that regard. If you get one of the people that are one of the top 5, clearly they have a lot more medals. If you beat them, you can take all of their medals. So if they beat like 10 people, but you beat them, you get 11 because that's +1. And so then
that's
every
really
time
cool.
You attack somebody else, they get 11 like lines instead of just 1.
I just want to say 2 things. One, I'm happy when it was announced, everyone joked about it, but I'm also happy at the same time. Everyone's like, but yeah, we're going to try it. And then they didn't just half-ass it. They actually put an effort to a stupid Tetris Battle Royale game, and it's good. Everyone likes it. I haven't seen anyone that is like, nah, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's Tetris. It's just added
What's
stuff
not to
to
like?
it, you know? And if you don't like Tetris, it's fine. You don't have to play it. But
Tetris is one of the best games of all time, just design-wise, even though, the game is so perfectly challenged because you can't like win, but the game adapts to your skill level, but always pushes you to be better. It's also fun.
Yeah. So I've been playing that a lot. That's why I can talk so much about it. But have any of you guys besides me been playing it at all or no?
Negative. Mainly because I'm really bad at battle royale games.
And what about you?
I'm just a poser. I just talk about Tetris without playing it.
It's fine. What about you, Rumble?
I've never played it myself, but I see people flips and streams of it.
Okay. But yeah, so if you guys haven't tried it out, it's free. So, right?
I'll have to try it out.
go ahead and try it.
Is it only on Switch?
It's only on Switch.
Oh well,
So
I
it's
don't
not-
have my Switch here. I can't play that anyway.
Oh, well,
Yeah, it's so you have to be paying for the online service, right? As well.
Yes.
I think it's free if you have the online service on Switch.
So yes. So I guess technically it's not free.
It's still like kind of free. It's like $5 a month to play.
Say it again, Rumble.
It's like free-ish. I was just saying it's like free-ish.
Yeah, free-ish. There you go. But so yeah, that's $6.99. What other games have been coming out that you guys are really excited about? I can start with Morbid. What have you been playing that just came out?
That just came out.
If anything.
That's a good question. I
I mean, let's see. There's God of War. I mean, God of War didn't just come out, but it's fairly new.
It's fairly new. I have that.
Red Dead.
Oh,
Just like what are you playing right now? You know,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
I just discovered Persona, and I started with Persona 3, and that's from
Good.
2009.
Good game.
I still think number 5 is the best, but you know what? Number 3 is.
I
a 9 out
like
of
how
10.
I really like how edgy 3 is. Like it's edgy.
Mhm.
Like I'm sure you guys have probably seen that maybe where they
they take their little fake guns. Yeah.
yeah
Persona.
exactly. They're just like, and like it's just super dramatic, and you're just like, wow, like this guy looks like he needs to be hugged a little bit more
Just a little bit.
because he looks
Yeah.
just like that, just a little bit.
I will say my favorite part is that every character has their own way of doing it. You know,
I know.
right in the front of their dome. So like they all have their own personality way of holding their stupid gun in their stupid hand and shooting them.
Mm-hmm.
An invoker. It's an invoker, guys. It's not a gun.
That's right. It's an invoker that just looks like a gun.
Yeah.
They could have made it any
Cool
other thing,
instance.
but it's gun now, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
I've been enjoying that. I did do Dragon. I played Dragon Quest 11. It's probably the newest game that I've played, other than like Fallout 76. But we're not going to talk about that.
You don't want to talk about Fallout 76? You
I
don't?
mean, we could bash on it. I don't care.
We've talked about it a lot.
Oh, okay.
Like
well then.
I remember that one. What was it like? It was like the salty edition of this, where you guys were just like.
That was, I think that was our last
Oh,
episode.
yeah,
It might
that-
have-
okay, you're
that
right.
was
You're right.
fucking great. Freaking flip flop great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rumble, have you been playing anything new recently?
Not offhand, no. I mean, I'm more of a mod guy, but I mean, I haven't really been keeping on news of everything, so there might be some that have much to say.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to make sure. What about you, Perp? You been playing anything new?
Okay.
I've been playing 3 things recently that take up my entire life.
Mhm.
I've been playing Apex Legends because I'm very all in on it right now. It definitely, like, I haven't played a shooter in like years, and so I find, or maybe like a year, because I played a little bit of PUBG, a little bit, but I was never into a shooter for a while, and so Apex is awesome. I'm playing Magic the Gathering Arena, which is a very contrasting title to Apex Legends, but I think Magic is probably the greatest card game, and right now with the new expansion, it is one of the best metas that I've ever played.
Okay.
And I've been playing Metro Exodus starting a couple days ago,
Oh, how's that?
which is fabulous. Besides the unexplainable audio issues I've been having with the game, that the game feels great. I'm really enjoying it.
Can you tell us what exactly it's about? I don't know what it's about, and I don't know
What
if
it's
a
about-
sequel or a prequel or what.
It is, from what I could pick up from I can't really hear voices in the game, even though they pick up on stream. I can't hear voices. I don't know why. But from what I've picked up, it's the third in a series of games, and I have no idea who these characters are or what they're doing. They don't seem to care. They are Kingdom Hearts 3 in it. They don't care if you don't know. They're just going to go forward with the story. So I basically don't know. I know we're like, hey, we're leaving Moscow, and we're going to this other area, and this train is going to be how we get there. And it's like BioShock 2. Every now and then, something's going to stop this train. You're going to need to find out and explore this area to get the train moving again.
Okay.
But you're fighting monsters, you're fighting dudes, all kinds of different and things. One of my favorite aspects of the game actually is When everything's contextualized, which I really, really like, kind of like how Persona 5 does it, where you're not using like, oh, potions, you're using medicine from the doctor and this kind of medicine, or, you know, you're getting fake model guns from this model shop. Like everything's contextualized in a world. This is kind of like that, where like your map is like a clipboard you pull out. When you go into your inventory, he pulls out his backpack and you open it up and look in there. So everything is kind of like feels something this character is doing. But also things die really fast on all difficulties, it seems like. I die and like sometimes a guy will just come around the corner, bam, shoot me once and I'll be dead from full health. But enemies also go down like that quick. So it's a very like visceral combat. And there's not a lot of room for mistakes, but also it feels cool to like one-shot guys like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh man,
this is very fun.
I guess I have to mention this at least once. But Kingdom Hearts 3 also came out Tuesday, January 29th, 2019. If anyone doesn't know this, I am a very big Kingdom Hearts fan. So when 3 came out, I was really excited. After I played it, I'm not so excited anymore, unfortunately.
Was it worth waiting the 15 years?
No.
Yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that we got closure for a lot of stuff. Not everything, but enough, I guess. But
I mean, there's clearly no spoilers, but I think it's pretty clear they're not done with Kingdom Hearts.
They're definitely not.
By the end of that game.
They've said it a few times, like in the past, like this is the last game.
Xehanort Saga.
Yeah, but it's not my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. I would
be very interested. I'd be very interested in you and Lanfy talking, because he is a huge Kingdom Hearts fan and he really liked it.
Okay. He did.
He reads all the manga and stuff. Like he's deep into it.
He is real deep into it.
I have not read the manga at all, but I did play all the games and I did read part of the manga. So I guess he's more into it than I am, but I will say that there are plenty of problems that I think the game has that I'm not going to go into now. Maybe I'll just do another podcasting with Lanfy.
Oh, I could talk about the things I hate about that game. I dislike the majority of the game for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there seemed to be a lot of cutscenes.
Like Kingdom Hearts, though.
Yeah, I just felt like the battle sequences were smaller, but then it would go right into more cutscenes. And that's just from what I've seen. I haven't had a chance to fully play it, but from watching Lanfy and other people play it, I've kind of noticed that.
Sometimes the pacing is totally crap. Like sure, you'll have a long cutscene and then you'll like walk forward like 7 steps and like, all right, here's another cutscene, when they could have just like pushed it through.
Yeah, like
just
they could have
the whole thing or something. I don't know. Sometimes it just feels really janky the way things are kind of cobbled together when you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
But that again, Lanfy didn't feel that, so it could be something. But a lot of people do feel that. So
I will say that I really appreciate the dialogue now. Like in this third game, I really appreciate the dialogue between Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and how they interact with each other. They actually feel like best friends going on a mission or on a journey together.
Yep, I do love their dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Their dynamic's really good. And
I will.
Graphics are obviously great. I don't know why Square Enix decided to flex on their engine, how good their engine looks. It looks great. So I don't know why they needed like a whole scene with that Frozen scene, but I'm not going to talk about that here. I'll wait.
I don't know. All I'm saying is Kingdom Hearts 1 still looks just as good in my eyes. Like I like the cartoony style of number 1.
Yeah, me too.
I think it holds up really well.
It does. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Lanfy put it exactly what I thought, is like the first 80% of the game is like not that great. And then I think the last 20%, personally, as someone that's semi into Kingdom Hearts, I played most of the main series. It was like really fun. Everything that I wanted Kingdom Hearts to 3 was all in that last 2 or 3 hours. That had all the best fights, like the good boss fights, cool, funny dialogue that was like interesting and crazy stuff happening. It was crazy because normally I like the Disney worlds, and the Disney worlds were all like trashed here this time.
Yeah, because they really went. Yeah, they went all out on the Pixar worlds. It seemed like.
Even then, I just didn't like any of the worlds I explored. Really, like I really didn't like Toy Story. I really didn't like. I kind of like Tangled a little bit, but I didn't like Big Hero 6. I kind of like Pirates, but none of them were like, this is great. I'm really enjoying my entire time in this world. A lot of it just felt like the entire game felt like a bunch of filler to an anime, and then the ending is like, all right, we caught up to the manga. You know, the manga's now far enough ahead. We can continue the story. So here's the episode with all the things that was worth watching.
If on a side note to the Kingdom Hearts thing, like I am pretty sure that Lampy 100% every single Kingdom Hearts game.
I don't doubt it. I'm sure
I
he
think
did.
Like,
all the main lines for sure. I think some of the offshoots, no.
I think he was working on the offshoots though. Like
For-
I know
yeah.
that. Like I know he was like definitely. I think he did. What was it? Birth by Sleep. I think he 100% that. I think he was working on 3D. I don't know.
He was doing most of them. I think there was like one or two, like the mobile game, or like some weird ones he wasn't going to do. But anything that was like remotely important to the story, he's 100%ing.
Yeah. Oh, he did 100% them all. I
On
knew he did.
PS4, all the PS4 ones,
Oh yeah, they're
they're
on
on
there.
and also
Yeah.
recoded.
Yeah.
and
because they didn't have.
358 over two.
I thought it'd be really cool to have those games like actually playable on PS4,
Oh, they'll
but no.
It'll be on Kingdom Hearts 3.5.
Yeah.
That's what
3.5
they're releasing.
over 82 Darkness and Light Fusion. Ha.
Did they ever have? How many times have they remade Kingdom Hearts 1? Is it on a couple collections?
It is.
Yes, they made it. They remade it twice. So it was literally Kingdom Hearts Final Mix and Kingdom Hearts 1.5. So
I think there's. Was it? Did they do a 1.8? No, that was 2.8.
that was
2.8. Yeah, they actually did 2.9 in the big. If you play Kingdom Hearts 3, it opens as 2.9. It's like the prologue to Kingdom Hearts 3, which is they had some really good meta jokes throughout the. Kingdom Hearts 3 was pretty self-aware.
Kingdom Hearts Prime
and-
is good.
Like the opening sequence was like Kingdom Hearts 2.9.
Exactly.
like-
Yeah.
Are you freaking kidding me?
It was pretty, they always talk about how dumb Sora is. Everyone's making fun of Sora the entire time.
Because Sora is being dumb, just a little bit.
I am just so upset that I got no closure on Sora's mom from Kingdom Hearts 1.
Did he ever
Sora-
finish
did
the
he-
dinner? No.
Did he ever finish? Did she let the dinner get cold? What did she go on with her life?
What
I didn't
was
see
for
any
dinner?
of these houses.
What was for dinner?
Yeah,
Was it
I'm
fish?
honestly upset. I thought for sure they would bring back at least that moment, but they're just like,
Yeah.
hey, Sora has a mom, and for 2 lines in Kingdom Hearts 1, never referenced again ever.
That's right.
Does he have a dad? Does he have a dad?
I don't.
Who
Somewhere.
knows? Yeah, somewhere.
Spoiler: it's Xehanort.
Oh my
my
god. Xehanort was Sora's mom the whole time.
What? Mine.
Oh, retcon it! Retcon it!
They'll put
No,
it in.
Kingdom Hearts doesn't retcon. Everything was planned from the beginning, which is why it's such a cohesive and well-written story.
Mom is
I
so
always-
smart. Wait, hold on. Rumble, are there any like Kingdom Hearts mods that you've been interested in, or have you heard anything about Kingdom Hearts 3?
I've never played Kingdom Hearts, so if there's any mods for it, I wouldn't know about it. I mean, I've seen a little bit, I think, from like Shadow Ronin, but I've never played them myself.
Do you seem like something you'd be interested in at all?
I don't know. I mean, I don't follow Kingdom Hearts. I never really played them, so I can't really give much input for
mean,
the game.
That's okay. Like if you ever do play them, you don't have to worry about trying to make sense of the game because the game itself doesn't make sense unless you play all of them. So unless you're
And
planning to
even
do
then,
that,
it's really hard.
yeah.
You know what? I think Kingdom Hearts 1 is a pretty self-contained story.
It is.
And
I agree.
I think it's by far the best Kingdom Hearts, but I'm the only one that thinks that still. So
You're not.
No.
Thank
Kingdom
you.
Hearts 1 is the best one. Kingdom Hearts 2 to me is the most fun.
I could see that.
But that's just me. So yeah, last thing we can talk about here real quick is, hey, PAX East is coming up. Anyone here going to PAX East? Anyone here going to PAX
Woo!
East?
No.
No?
No.
Cool.
No,
Mainly because
we're a bunch of losers.
I personally can't go.
I mean, okay.
Oh,
But-
sorry, Canadians. God.
And it's like I can't even. They won't even let me into the country to go to it.
What?
Hey, man,
Games
it's
are coming
PAX
out.
Prime or bust.
I mean, there's also PAX. Isn't there like a Canada PAX thing?
I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
a fake. That's a fake one. If you can get in with paying with loonies and toonies, that's not real.
It's probably in Toronto, someplace. I'm not traveling. I'm not traveling like 3/4 of the country to go to PAX. Nah.
That's fair. But okay.
I mean, like maybe when I get down to the States, I might start going to conventions and stuff.
Are you coming down to the States?
I will be as soon as they let me in. Yes.
You know, let's go into detail. Tell us about the immigration process, Morbid. Every personal detail.
Do you want to know? Like, you want my numbers? Like all the things? No, I'm good.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
We appreciate it.
is that jam jelly? Oh, you're actually just assisting. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wait, you gotta wait.
You gotta do it. You're on camera right now. You gotta do it.
Mm-hmm.
Pickles. I opened the thing. I opened the jar of pickles.
You're like the Powerpuff Girls, and she's like the mayor from Townsville.
Perfect.
That's right. Yo, what's up?
That's right.
And also, real quick, what other games are coming out that you guys are excited for? Anything? I don't have anything in top of my head. I guess except
The only thing.
go ahead.
Sorry. No, sorry.
It's okay. I
I
have
have a
nothing.
list. I have a list.
I was gonna say I'm kind of looking forward to like some kind of something for Borderlands 3. Hopefully it's not trash, but
I have a list of 10 games I'm excited for. How many would you like to hear?
5.
5. All right. I am very excited for Switch Pokemon. All right. As I think we all should be.
Okay.
oh,
I'm very, very excited for the newly announced Darkest Dungeon 2, which I don't know when it's coming out. I don't think they've announced it, but I believe it's 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
ooh, that
I'm
one's
very excited for Cyberpunk 2049
Ooh,
Witcher
I forgot
Edition.
all about that one. That one, yeah. I'm ready for
I
that.
I'm
totally forgot about
very,
that one, too.
very excited for Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Ooh, I didn't even hear anything about Fire Emblem, so
That is 5 of the 10 of games that I'm excited for.
Let's see. Rumble, do you have anything? I know you don't. You say you don't play many games, but are you excited to watch or see any?
I don't really know. I mean, I don't follow like much gaming news, so I don't know exactly.
Okay.
As you know, see random stuff or whatever, but I don't know. I don't have a bid.
I can give you the one that I'm disappointed that I'm excited for.
What is that one?
That's The Division 2. I'm a little hurt on the inside that I want to play it, but play it.
I'm a little hurt on the inside that you want to play that.
Yeah, no, I didn't play number 1, but it wasn't even apparently that good. But something about it, I'm like, you know what? This one's gonna be different. This is gonna be the Destiny 2, baby. This is gonna be where they get it right.
Oh, I totally forgot about Anthem. You just reminded me.
Who cares?
yeah, that's a good answer. Should we talk about it? No.
It's like, would you like this free-to-play game that is completely fabulous, or would you like the $60 buggy mess that is not worth it?
I don't know anything about it, so I wasn't going to talk about it.
I will say, I do recommend everyone play Anthem because you can get it for $15. If you give EA $15 for their monthly subscription service, you just get the game. And it's definitely a $15 game for sure. Like, you can get at least 10, 20 hours of value out of it, have a great time. I don't think it's worth $60 in its current state, though.
Well, and there you have it. There you go. That's Anthem. I believe I decided for, I think Sasha said it in chat, Ghost of Tsushima. I really...
Yep, that's on my list.
really like that one. There was one on Switch that I'm trying to remember. It was like Daemon X Machina, which is just a robot fighting game. I like robots. I like mechs. I like all that good stuff. So then also with that, Astral Chains on the Switch, I'm really excited for too. So
Astral Chains is one I'm not sold on yet, but we'll see.
There's Dragon Quest 11 for the Switch as well.
Yep.
yes.
I'm not sure if I cannot decide. I keep going between I need to buy this and there's no fucking way I'm buying it soon.
No, I'm hoping that for people that already own it, they'll like release the new definitive edition stuff for the PC as like a
Maybe.
DLC
I
game?
think they announced that they're not, but I also really want it on Switch over PC.
Man, I miss my Switch. I need it. I need it in my life.
Get a new one. It's a good game console.
Just wait for the new Switch. They're gonna announce a new one that you're gonna have to buy anyway.
The Switch Deluxe.
There's gonna be like the Switch 2.0 Pokemon edition. It's gonna come with the new Pokemon game or something.
You can do that. That's probably what they're gonna do.
I'm excited.
All right. So, any other gaming news that you guys wanted to put out there real quick? Nah. Yes.
I mean, Death Stranding looks interesting.
Until I know what Death Stranding is about,
God,
I can't
crap.
get it.
I'm not excited. Oh, but okay. I think one of the bigger pieces of gaming news we haven't talked about, which is at least big news to me, and I know Soze, man, is Link's Awakening, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's on my
See,
top
but
10
that
list.
That was a remake, so I didn't think about that. Because Link's
Yeah,
Awakening is really good, yes.
I've never played it. The only Zeldas I've played are Ocarina of Time, which I am not a fan of. I also played Seasons, some Game Boy one, and then I played like a lot of Breath of the Wild. And Breath of the Wild, I think, is absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to take it back to like a more classic game, but with probably some newer inspired things in it as well. Plus, apparently, the story in Link's Awakening is surprisingly like deep and hard hitting for a game that came out at that time period.
Link's Awakening was really good, in terms of storytelling for back then.
I'm very excited to play it for the first time.
Is it as good as Earthbound story?
It depends on what you want out of a story.
Yeah.
It's fair.
I bet it's not as silly.
But okay. So, that's it for gaming news. We're gonna go on to the next topic. The next topic is, hey, we all like video games here, so I'm sure we all have had games where things were impactful to all of us. Like scenes, music, characters, anything like that. So I guess the first question I want to ask all of you is, hey, name a few games that have been extremely impactful to you story-wise.
Okay. Who are we addressing first?
I guess we can go, Rumble,
Morbid.
do you have any ideas?
Okay, Rumble.
Well, I grew up with Duke Nukem, and I really liked the game, and I would say that Duke impacted me as a gamer and the gameplay. And another thing would also have to be like classic Mario games, especially like Mario.
Mm-hmm. So which Mario
I
game
mean-
in particular?
Well, I mean, like growing up, I was known to play a lot of Duke Nukem 3D, and I am a Duke guy, as you can clearly see in my profile image thing. But I mean, Duke was the one main game that had a big impact on me, and kind of got me into gaming more. And I'm more of a classic guy more than like a modern guy. Although like I will try some modern games, but I probably won't be like doing them all the time or whatever.
Yeah, makes sense.
What's your favorite Duke Nukem line? That's Saltcast appropriate.
I can't really think of anything off the top of my head, but I mean, but like I said, Duke Nukem was the one game that started me off mostly, then kind of got me into gaming, and then and then like over the years given a copy of Doom, the classic ones, and
Doom
I
is a
played.
good game. You're right. I like
I'm
Doom.
here to kick
But, yeah,
ass and chew bubble gum. And I'm all out of gum.
That's pretty good.
That
Yeah,
was good.
I played a lot of Doom. Yeah, it was. Like a lot of mods for the likes of Doom. I mean, but I also try to play like Rob. I mean, I'm just more of an old school gamer, but like I'm also known to be just mod gamer / ROM hack player, whatever. So
All right. Well, for Soze Man and for Onyx, I've got balls of steel.
Again, that's really good. Wow. Be a voice actor already.
Yep.
I will. Someone get me a job. I have no incentive to do anything myself.
Well,
Get
you-
actor Michael Merchant in here. Tell him to get me hooked up.
That's right.
All right, what about you, Morbid? Some
For
games.
me, I'm gonna have to say the Suikoden series.
The what
One,
series?
two, Suikoden. It's a
Suikoden.
JRPG. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It is probably the most impactful on my person, like on my very soul. I have put countless hours of time into it. It has one of the best soundtracks, and some of the best storylines that I've seen in like any kind of JRPG. I mean, I would even put them on a pedestal above like the Final Fantasy series in terms of storytelling. At least the first two games.
Okay.
Yeah. They definitely hold like a special place in my heart.
What's a favorite line that you have from that game? From any of the 3 games?
My favorite line would probably be from Suikoden 2 when Luca Blight makes one of he's like the ultimate like bad guy villain. He's like a super super bad guy. And he makes this one person in a village like walk on their hands and knees going as a pig. And then he goes, "Die, pig!" And then he has like this big evil laugh. And it's not voice acted because it came out like 1995, 97 or something like that, right? So just the dialogue for it leading up to that point, I'm not doing it justice, by the way, was very like wow, like this is the moment you knew this dude was the biggest douche.
So you need to laugh at that. Like the laugh that he does, you need to do it now.
Yeah, as Hapless said there, dance pig. Yeah.
So we have an official request for Morbid here. We know the game had a big impact on you, but from what I hear, it also had many hundreds of tiny impacts in the form of a tattoo.
Yes, I do have a tattoo from Suikoden 2. It is the Bright Shield rune. I will show it to you. As you can see,
That's actually really cool. I like that.
Pokemon Shield represent.
That's right. It is what the main character uses as his rune for the game. And my brother from another mother has the corresponding tattoo that corresponding rune for his tattoo, which is the black sword rune. Yeah.
It's freaking cool, man. That's just cool. Sometimes I see tattoos and I don't like them, but that's the kind of stuff I get behind.
Yeah,
you're not gonna like Suikoden 2 less in the future.
No. But the thing is, man, is like I've got a lot of tattoos and I don't regret a single one of them. Not one.
Okay.
Just
well,
so you know.
that's also good news.
No. I regret nothing.
Hey, Perp. What about you?
All
man?
right. So we're specifically what's most impactful story-wise, right?
Yes, story-wise.
I mean, there's obviously like a lot of really good ones, but if I have to pick one that actually stands out story-wise, that made me go like, what? And that's probably the first Last of Us. Last of Us definitely changed what I thought a game could be. And it's to this day why I don't like choices in games. I prefer games that have a strong, well-written narrative that I don't have to influence. That, like, I hate choose your own adventure in games. I really like well-written stories if you're gonna do one. I mean, because most JRPGs are like that, right? God, but like spoiler alert in the beginning when Joel's daughter gets like shot in like the first 10 seconds, I was like, oh shit. This is like, it hit really hard. And then the character development throughout the game was incredibly good because you've probably played the game because it's old at this point. It was like game of the year. But then like the point where at the end where I was like, they're gonna make me choose, do I do the right thing or do I do what I want to do? Do you let Ellie become this whatever cure and let her die, or do you like you're supposed to, or do you do the wrong thing that you want to do and save her life? And then you don't get a say in it. Joel just like pulls out a gun and he starts killing scientists and shit. You're like, this is so badly what I wanted to do, but I would have never made this choice. Mm-hmm. And it felt like as you were killing these people just trying to save her, I was like, this is so good. I loved it. That game made such a big impact story-wise.
Because honestly, if you were in that situation, I don't think you would let her die either if you got that close to a person.
No, 100% I would, because logically that's definitely the dumb decision. But because you're talking about the fate of the world versus an individual, but I didn't want to make that decision, and the game didn't let me. It made Joel do the thing that he wanted to do. That's because he doesn't really care about the world. He obviously cared about this person. Mm-hmm. It felt right for his character, and it also felt good. It was a great ending to a game, and she fucking hates him probably for it. She just doesn't know. We'll find out. Last of Us Part 2.
So story-wise, I think the stories that did it for me were the Persona games. So I'm glad that you mentioned that you were playing those games, Morbid, because I like those stories a whole lot for both 3, 4, and 5. I guess I'll say that the one that impacted me the most was 4.
I agree. Wait, 4? Okay, yes, well, I agree with 4.
Mm-hmm. I really liked the villain in 4, and I liked how it wasn't like it was a very small town, so you can do a lot in this small town and get to know different characters and everything and build up that way, as opposed to like going to different countries and regions and all that extra stuff. But it was a genuine mystery. The mystery solution wasn't that obvious. It was obvious after a certain point, but like you didn't really know until like a certain part where like, oh, okay, I get it now. But I appreciated that story a whole lot.
And it has a fake ending.
It does. It has multiple endings.
The game has a fake ending that it's very easy to get, where you cut off the final like 20% of the game.
Mm-hmm. And then it has another ending where
yes,
it's even like actually true ending where you might not even get that if you don't do something else.
I will say that the game at the very end starts getting a little shonen-y for me, where it's like, I'm not the real enemy, I'm the
yeah.
It's kind of like that, but the entire journey is like freaking phenomenal. It's definitely, I think, the best Persona story, even though overall I like 5's characters more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to doing more Persona. Like,
it's really good.
I'm honestly surprised I never heard about it.
I recommend playing on a hard difficulty because it really brings the entire game together. Like, there's so much, you're on a time limit and the battles are tough and stuff, but when you have the added difficulty, it makes you use these systems. You really care more about not just using your time to get all the social links, but like, how can you make sure you're ready for combat? How do you make sure you have enough money for this? What weapons to upgrade? I just think it makes the entire game a more complete project if you struggle for the fights.
Okay.
Especially in 5. 4, I don't think is quite as much, but 5 felt like a totally perfect experience on the difficulty I had it on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So another question that I had was music-wise for all these games that we've played. Is there any game where you're just like, yes, that's the music that I want to listen to all the time? Or yes, this music impacted me the most for this particular scene? Because I know a lot of music has to come with the scene for it to be impactful.
I mean, I know the definitive best video game soundtrack, if that's what you're asking.
I mean, go ahead and say it.
It's Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah.
It's got the best soundtrack of any video game of all time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then, what part of Final Fantasy VIII did you think was impactful the most because of the music?
I will say Man with the Machine Gun. That part I was like, oh, like impactful because of the music. I don't know, but it's just like you really feel those boss fights, man. But okay, I get like I think it's the best. Final Fantasy VIII is the best soundtrack of all time. But if you want to talk about actually the most impactful moments in specifically the music, is probably Persona 5. Some of those boss fights that has the absolute perfect vibe. I think River in the Desert against in some of these fights is just, it makes you feel this fight in a way where it's a turn-based RPG, but it doesn't feel that way, man. You feel like on edge the entire time with just the perfect like emotional buildup of the song, and with the visuals and the talking, that's probably top of the line as terms of impactful moments, even though Final Fantasy VIII is the best soundtrack.
I love River in the Desert.
Everyone should.
So much.
I listen to it weekly.
Oh gosh, it's so good. Like the first time it plays, and and they go, "Hey, all right, time for you to go and beat this person now." And you go into the what do you call it? The
Palace.
Palace. Yes, palace. When you go into the palace and you're like going straight up to the boss for the first time, and then song plays.
I can't wait for a Switch release, and I hope it's another definitive edition that gives me a good reason to play it again. Mm-hmm. Other than don't even talk to me about Persona 5.
Comes out on Smash, I hope it has all the songs associated with it too. Or at least
that might legit be my favorite game of all time. Period is Persona 5, which is crazy because normally nostalgia beats new, but I freaking love that game.
Mm-hmm. Morbid.
For me, for music, I would say, man, you know what? I'll just say I honestly like the music from Suikoden 2, especially when you're fighting Necklord. Show my chest again.
Don't need to answer. Just
show my chest. The music there is really awesome. It's kind of gothic-like, vampire-esque gothic style, because you're fighting some dude named Necklord who's like a vampire.
Is that a nickname or is that his real name? Necklord.
His name is Necklord. And for those of you guys that don't know, Arpica has one of those neck pillows that we dubbed and named it Necklord, because he always looks so comfortable when he uses it, like those airplane pillows that go around your neck.
Oh my god. Awesome. That's like the best, worst name of all time. That's really good. Because that's like a nickname you make up for. Look at Necklord over there.
Yeah.
He's like, my name is Necklord.
Oh, exactly. Like we named it Necklord. But no, the music for that is actually my BRB screen music for my stream, which is pretty cool. It's pretty hype. It kind of starts off sounding like a Mortal Kombat, which is kind of weird, but then it gets better.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it just has to do mainly with like the song kind of like takes place when you gotta go like rescue these girls from like the evil vampires. It's like a cheesy version of like a Dracula story, like a more cheesy version of it, I guess. I don't know.
All right.
Anyway, yeah.
That's good. Rumble, do you have any songs that you think are really impactful to you, whether it be from Duke Nukem or any of the games you played, classic games?
Well, I have enjoyed Duke Nukem 3D's music, especially what's funny in his tell tune. I did enjoy like from the 64.
Sorry, say it again. You enjoyed what 64?
The Super Mario 64.
Oh, Super Mario 64. Okay.
Oh yeah,
that's a good one.
It is a good one.
Yeah,
right.
And whenever those music, the music from that had some good stuff. And if I was to go into the modern age, I would say like Doom 2016 has some kick-ass music, no doubt. And then there was Bindi and the Ink Machine, which has some good stuff. And the last one I would say would have to be.
I'm sorry, we missed that last one.
You cut off for a second. Say it again.
I was saying that Sonic Mania was the last.
Oh.
That's a game that I just don't talk about platformers, and because I don't play them, but that's a genre that I still love from afar, from a distance.
Sonic in general. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, I was just saying that like I played Sonic Mania so many times, and I've played a whole lot of mods for it as well, and it's just a game that like tired of it. It's just it's all fun to play vanilla or mod.
Do you have a favorite mod at all for Sonic? Oh, wait, actually, no. What is your favorite Sonic game to mod or to watch mods do?
Well, I play a lot of Sonic ROM hack. For Mania, I would say one of my favorite mods is Sonic Mania Heroes, where you could be able to play as three different characters, or whether you play as the same or two of the same but one different, or you could just play like any of your favorite characters out of the main five.
The main five?
Or well, yeah, because there's three characters mainly, but with the Sonic Mania Plus, you can be able to play as Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel.
What? Where? What? Huh?
Dude, catch up on your Sonic lore,
I'm
bro.
so behind on Sonic. I gotta read the manga again. I am.
You gotta reread that fanfic. Just
There's a flying squirrel and a. Oh, okay.
I mean, Tails is basically a flying squirrel.
I guess that's why I don't have a Sonic hat yet, because I'm not caught up with the lore. But okay, continue. Rumble?
I'm good. I'm done.
Are you done? Okay. I was thinking when you were saying stuff about Persona 5 that another one of the games that I think are impactful to me, music-wise, is Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but everyone loves it.
It's just really straightforward and to the point. Like, you go and you fight these colossi. That's it. But every single time you go fight one, it's always a brand new experience. It's different, except for two of the colossi are way too similar for me. But whatever, it's fine. But
yeah, it's a cool boss rush game.
Yeah,
I just love that idea, man. That's such a good.
It's a literal boss rush.
Such a good concept.
Literally, because that's all you do is just fight bosses. But the music is called Shout of the Earth, which already is a cool name. But
hell yeah,
I really enjoy
it. Shit sounds like a Lord of the Rings book.
Mm-hmm. When I was playing it for the very first time when I was younger, I was blown away by it. I didn't beat it that time because I was bad at video games. I still am, but back then I was bad and I couldn't get up to the last boss until like a year later. But even so, like, that last boss was also good. Oh, and the twist ending at the end of it. It makes me sad that The Last Guardian didn't have the same impact for me.
I think most people didn't like Last Guardian.
Yeah, it's not that great. I mean, if you're comparing it to like the previous games, yeah, it's not the best. But what can you do? You know. So then I want to talk about boss fights. So.
Oh man, there's good boss fights.
Yeah, there are. So I don't even know where to start with this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say let's just start naming boss fights that we really, really liked or enjoyed. So anyone can
liked, enjoyed, or impactful. Because I won't say the ones that are impactful are liked or enjoyed most of the time.
Okay, how about the ones you liked or enjoyed first?
Well, all boss fights are fun.
Like,
give me a second to think.
Not completely true.
You got like a plethora of games to pick through. Like,
there's so many.
So many. That's why.
You know what? I will say, really like beating Gary and Pokemon Red at the end. Your rival.
I like
that's
Lance.
a great fight.
Lance's theme is really. Oh, the Pokemon theme for the gym battles for Pokemon Red. I like those.
I can't pretend I listened to the music very much. I was too young to listen to back then. Plus I played with no sound on my Game Boy because I thought it saved battery life.
Okay.
Does it? I don't know.
Birdo, the most evil boss ever.
I believed it.
Bowser is a good boss for a few Mario games, especially in Odyssey. I like Bowser in Mario Odyssey. Also, the random Dark Souls dragon that he has in the game. Yeah, he has a Dark Souls dragon in Mario Odyssey.
Trying to think of the most fun boss fights.
I
can think of boss fights that I just are super impactful. Like,
sure, go ahead.
Final Fantasy X. on top of Mount Gagazet fighting Seymour up there.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, that fight just spanks you if you think you're playing Final Fantasy X. Then it comes along just like, this is what we're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Every time it's like, oh, you have a summon? Oh, sorry, instant kill. Oh, instant kill. Zombie full life, instant kill. I was like, that you have to develop a strategy. A lot of the times before that, you don't really have to, but that's a fight in that game that as a child who tried to brute force everything, the game was not having it at all.
Nope.
I was about to say the Persona 3 boss, but I forgot Morbid's playing, so I won't say it. But I like it a lot, so I can't wait till you get there. It's gonna be really fun. What else we got? Kingdom Hearts 2, Xemnas.
I don't know which one that is.
He's the final boss.
He's the final.
He's the one that has gray hair and it's like this long or something. If you play Kingdom Hearts 3, so you know what he looks like.
I can't remember their names. They're all the stupid. I don't like anyone in the organization.
That's fair. But
I like Kingdom Hearts 1, and then I deal with the rest.
Ansem from Kingdom Hearts 1 is fun.
Ansem is pretty fun in Kingdom Hearts 1. I really like the juggling out of those bosses.
The juggling what?
The juggling boss at the end of Alice in Wonderland's world.
Oh, that one.
And then it's just this big guy, he's juggling, and he has a really long head.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that game very well because I've beaten it like 10, 15 times.
Mm-hmm. Ansem fight, but also Riku is too.
Oh man, that might actually be the best fight in the game, that Riku fight. I just like the one-on-one dope fights, equal footing.
Heart.
Yeah. Basically every boss fight in Legend of Dragoon that ends with you getting where you get the final hit, and then you're waiting for that pause, and then Dart comes up, ha! And then that one time, like Lloyd or whatever, just like ching. You're like, what? God, those moments in that game, like I'm still thinking. I always think of the snake when you're on your way with Lavitz and Shauna to the King Albert's whatever town the first time. And you fight going through the tunnels, and you fight the snake, and then you finally get that last hit after being poisoned, and Dart runs up and slashes it, and then it comes back alive to get Shauna, and she freaking flip-flop erupts.
Yep.
God,
really
there's some great boss fights in that game.
I need to play Legend of Dragoon again because I have it.
It's another game that destroys your strategies. If you're trying to brute force it, sometimes the game is gonna be like, you better figure out another way to beat this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the secret boss, you gotta strat it a little bit. Otherwise,
Yep.
you go in brute force, you're not gonna have a good time. But the music for that game was phenomenal for the bosses. Even just the regular battle music was awesome too. Like it was...
I was really, really tempted to put that as most impactful, but I just can't slightly can't put it above Final Fantasy VIII, and the actual momentary impact was not as heavy as Persona 5 for me. But dude, every time I just madness hero, I'm like, yeah, flame shot. I love the voice acting in the fights in that game.
I remember like the ongoing thing when I did the playthrough was like when I did the whip smack, you'd have Jexel there, he'd be like, yes please.
Dude, my favorite attack in that whole game is Astro. She's like, oh, asshole drain.
Right?
And she poops. Then she poops. She has diarrhea on the party. It's so good. I love that.
That is. Like, dude, that game had a pretty big impact on my life too, and I'm surprised I didn't mention that earlier.
I've been thinking about the proper time to interject it. It's one of the greatest games of all times for sure. Top 10 list.
I feel like it was very underrated overall.
Yes. It's because it was a direct competitor to Final Fantasy VII, I believe.
It was, yeah. And
what again?
Final Fantasy VII?
No,
Legend of Dragoon?
No, the other game that you're gonna say. Legend of Dragoon? Is that what you're talking about right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you changed the game. Go ahead. Continue.
I think that was it. That was a direct competitor, and it's underrated.
It is underrated. It got overshadowed, and I think it came out the year the PS2 came out, if I recall.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, Legend of Dragoon? Because I have it for PS1. And
it's for PS1.
Hmm.
Maybe. I can't remember. I feel like there was PS2 was involved. Oh, you got all 4 discs in that baby?
Yeah.
I thought it was 2 disc. Am I wrong?
Oh,
it's 4.
Oh, she's a big 4-disc Beauty.
It's a 4 dicks sexy lady. I can't say it. I'm sorry. I can't say discs today. Yeah. I keep this right here at all times, right next to Persona 5 and the first Kingdom Hearts. Oh man, there's some good games here.
I forgot.
Legaia 2 Dual Saga. Hell yeah. Oh, you have like the good one. I had to buy this after copy.
I do have a good copy of that. Not here though, at home.
I would spend $500 for a PlayStation 4 like remake of that game. No problem. I would kickstart the crap out of that game.
That's how long I haven't played this game. I forgot there were 4 discs. I thought there were 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Disc 3 is very short.
It is, yeah. Disc 3 was the
and
shortest.
you sometimes have to switch discs when you go to different regions.
Yeah,
to like backtrack. I'm like, because it's the disc. It only exists on disc 2. Sorry. Like, all right.
That's funny. But okay.
So, oh yeah.
Trans Dragoon's good. What else? Rumble, do you have anything?
Boss fights.
Yes, boss fights.
Just thinking about it.
Wait, Rumble, are you there?
Kinda. I mean, it's kind of hard to hear because sometimes all your voices kind of go robotic for me.
Are you guys having that issue? I just want to make sure that we're.
No, I think we're. I'm
okay.
Good.
I haven't noticed it. I just want to make sure that it's. Sounds good.
That might just be your Discord.
Probably. Discord just lets go. What the? I can't really think of anything off the top of my head.
Is there a boss in Duke Nukem that you? Like, I haven't played Duke Nukem, so.
Are there bosses? I don't even know.
Oh yeah, there's bosses, all right. There's like 3 or 4 depending on what you get, but like I guess memorable favorite bosses or whatever. I did like the Overlord from episode 2 of Duke 3D because like literally Duke Nukem tells the boss he's gonna rip his head off and shit down his neck, and he actually
wow.
And, rip off and shit down your neck.
Another boss I would say I haven't played it myself, but I've seen Onyx do it, was Doom 2016. I would say the Cyber looked pretty cool, and it looked like it had like some tense moments, you know, where if like things are gonna get really close or something. You know, you never know if you're gonna get blocked.
So I have a question for you then. So the newer Duke Nukem game that came out like 12 years later, did you get to play that?
Yeah.
Did you
like
it?
I have. Well, I mean, I know that I got shit ton of negative reviews, but I mean, I thought it was okay. I think the reason why people didn't like it was because of how long it took, because they were going through like so many different phases and stuff like that. It was kind of like overhyped because John St. John actually kind of said it himself at one point. I mean, I liked Duke Nukem Forever, but like, you know, Duke Nukem 3D is still where it's at. So,
I mean, it felt just like a Duke Nukem game with better. Like it just felt kind of like a time capsule of what the game used to be, kind of moved forward. And I think people just expected it to evolve more than it did, but the fans that wanted the game, I think, got what they wanted.
Yeah, I would say that.
I don't think Onyx likes the game very much.
Oh yeah, I know. Do not get me started on how he hates the game. I mean, I know he hates the game with like a burning passion, almost like he holds too. But I mean, Duke Nukem Forever was not that bad. But if you want to play something Duke Nukem Forever, play Duke Nukem Forever 2013 the mod. Onyx knows what I'm talking.
You know what? He might hate Duke Nukem Forever as much as the rest of us hate Fallout 76. So it's all fair.
Mm-hmm. Well, as much as we hate Fallout 76, and Soze Man hates Monster Hunter World.
Oh man, I
really
love how much he hates that game.
I know, me too.
He hates that as much as I hate Ni no Kuni too, and that's impressive.
That entire podcast was fun.
Oh man, I just want to see more of you guys ripping on things. Like that was hilarious.
So how about this
I
next?
love it.
Dude,
next
I could do it all day. I could find new things to hate.
I'm all about it.
Games.
I gotta really think. Oh, I would be able to rip on No Man's Sky, but sorry.
I was just disappointed. I was like,
don't like No Man's Sky. Oh man, I just got really angry for a moment because I thought about No Man's Sky and its presentation. Oh, okay.
Like the previous No Man's Sky or the new updated version of No Man's Sky?
The previous one that came out first. Not that
okay.
version. Updated version is fine, but still like
Eh.
But anyway,
it's hard for me to find a game that I hate because not many games I hate do I keep playing. Right? I'm just like, I don't like it, so I stop playing it. It's rare for a game to be like Ni no Kuni 2, where despite how much I'm hating it, I'm like, I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna beat this game. And at the end, I'm like, it was not worth it for a second.
I mean, I didn't beat No Man's Sky, but I played 10 hours of it. So
that's a lot more than I played about 47 minutes.
That's fine. Because I really want
$60 though, so it's not that bad.
I really wanted to like it. The only upside to it was that I got it for free, but still, God, I'm so mad because someone bought it for $60. That's why I'm mad about it.
I bought it for $60.
Oh man.
And I haven't gone back, and I never will go back. That money's gone. They're like, hey, we released it. It's a whole new sequel for free. I'm like, I'm not playing your stupid exploration game. You lost. You lost me. You're not getting never a dime from me again, unless you release a card game, because I'm a sucker. The No Man's Sky card game, I'd be like, all right, okay.
Same thing with Mass Effect Andromeda, I guess, for a lot of people.
Oh, man, Andromeda. You know what? I don't hate Andromeda, but it deserves the hate that it got, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I didn't hate it, but it definitely deserved the hate, for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the most fun game. It's not the best well-made game. Balance-wise, character development-wise, any aspect, it's all pretty much disappointing. But I just can't be that mad at it after Fallout 76, man. Like, it feels like it's way better effort than that.
Oh gosh. I'm trying to think of any more boss fights. I do enjoy the music from Breath of the Wild. The boss fights in there, like, I mean, it's not really boss fights. It's more just like, no, the Ganon boss fights were boss fights. So I did enjoy the.
None of them stood out to me, really. I really wish they were just. One of my biggest gripes of that whole game is that the bosses were not more visually distinct.
Yeah, they're all just black like goo. Or with
yeah, they're all just like, and I understand lore-wise it makes sense and for the story, but they could have done whatever they wanted, and I wish they would have had more visual differences in the bosses, because that game is basically, I think, might be also one of the greatest games of all time. Like, for me, easily, it's one of the greatest. Mm-hmm. I can't believe that and Persona 5 came out in the same year. That's absolutely nuts to me.
I'm trying to think.
Oh man.
One more. Can anyone think of one more game for
another boss fight?
Yeah, for one more game for.
Oh man, I can think of good boss fights.
Just look at your games and just see.
I'm looking at the games behind me right now. The ones that stood out. I mean, there's so many in Final Fantasy X. There's a lot. I'm trying to think of like of emotional connection to a boss fight though. Because that's not just about difficulty. Because I want to go to difficulty.
Well,
the second palace was very impactful for me because I got spanked 10 times in a row, and I was like, I should lower the difficulty, and I was like, I'm not doing it, and I got through it, and then it just made it was good. Like Dark Souls has a lot of memorable boss fights. Right, that's like the entire game is walking from boss fight to boss fight.
Yeah.
There's a lot in between, but that's the part that stands out. I do got the same headphones. Okay. I've done the most talking. Morbid, your turn. Pick one boss fight of one game. You're down there on stream.
One boss fight of one game. Oh gosh.
Rumble, you can think of one too.
Kefka is a good one, actually.
Yeah, I know. I was trying not to say that because he already said it in chat, but Kefka was a good boss. Had good music for that.
Final Kefka fight.
Yes. Kefka was like the most evil villain of any Final Fantasy ever, and I loved it.
He was evil for the right reasons, like, you know, Batman's Joker, just because.
Just because, exactly.
I like that. I like Kefka. That's a good villain.
It is, yeah. Hot damn. Oh, goody gosh darn. You're making me think here.
Lavos is pretty cool. From
All right, don't worry, I got
Trigger.
Oh yeah. You know, I'm gonna say it. I did like the final music for Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII.
I think that's probably better than the bad guy theme of Final Fantasy VIII. Love.
I mean, it was pretty impactful and intense. Like you went through all that ordeal to do that. I mean, I still not like, you know. Anyway, yeah, we're not gonna get into it.
You know, I'll say it's super impactful is maybe, I guess it's not a boss fight. I was just thinking of BioShock 1. I was thinking of like the twist in BioShock 1. That's big. The first Big Daddy. Oh my god! You know what? That's not a boss fight, but that's like a boss fight kind of. I actually remember that is one of the most impactful moments in games ever for me. When I first, they're like, "All right, it's time to take down a Big Daddy," and you see this guy and he's like, and I was like, "All right, I got it." I stood up with a wrench and I just smacked him, and then the whole screen shakes, it twists. His eyes turn red. He knocks you back. I'm like, what's happening? And then he jumped forward to this drill and killed me instantly. And I was like, dropped my controller. I was like, oh, I'm not playing this anymore. I was very scared because I was young when that game came out, and that shook me to my core. That, man, I'm still scared of Big Daddies a little bit.
Did you enjoy the BioShock Infinite?
No. That game blows.
Ooh, another thing you can talk about for Saltcast. Anyway,
yeah.
Morbid. Go ahead. You were gonna say something.
Oh no.
It's probably a good time to move to mystery topic. If we only got a couple, like 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we do. All right. Hey, mystery topic. So if anyone in chat doesn't know what mystery topic is, it's just a topic that I make up off the top of my head randomly, and I'm gonna ask everybody here on the Saltcast a question, and make maybe even a scenario, and they have to do their best to answer or just go with the scenario. Okay, so the mystery topic, since we were talking a lot about games that we do not like, I'm assuming that we also understand like why we don't like these games, or the aspects of why we don't like these games. So do your best to, all three of you, think of a video game that you don't like, and then take the aspects of the game that you don't like and come together and make a video game from that.
All right, so we each gonna pick an aspect, something we don't like, a thing. We're each gonna pick our own aspect that we hate, and that makes a game bad.
Yes. And
all right, Morbid.
And then everybody come together and just make that.
We're gonna make that into one giant pile of dookie.
Yes.
You can get really funny and weird, and it's like, I hate Bad Enemy, like, you know, I hate the poop-shaped monsters in Blue Dragon. It's like, all right, now we gotta have poop-shaped monsters, but. Overall, Morbid, tell me, what do you hate in the game?
What I hate in any game, like overall game?
Yeah.
Like,
tell me.
Or like a specific game?
It doesn't. I don't think it matters that much.
We don't have to say what the game name is. Just an aspect that from that game that you're thinking of that you do not like.
I dislike a lack of storyline.
Lack of storyline. Okay.
That is like my biggest thing.
Dark Soulsy, like, where it's super obscure, or more of a storyline that's good.
A storyline that's not good. So like they went out of their way to like make the graphics look really good and shit, but they don't take the time to add a story to it that's like got some meat and like some substantial moments in it. It's just, hey, do this thing, go here. You know, like yeah.
What game are you thinking of specifically?
Oh man, any game that's been released for the most part in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like there's been a few, like the Dragon Quest games have got some decent stories to it, right? But they're JRPGs. I don't know. Even some of the like Final Fantasy 15, I didn't really enjoy the story for that. I feel like they kind of dropped the ball.
All right, so bad story or lack of story?
Both. They I feel like they're
No.
one and the same.
Yeah. But I mean, like, people will say, some people love the story of Dark Souls, and there's no story. It's all through, like, text you read. It's not actually presented
It's
to
from,
you.
like,
It's like,
items.
Oh, lore.
Yeah.
Lore. Okay.
yeah, that's like more of a lore-based story.
Yeah.
But I don't think you have an issue with that.
No.
I do. I don't like that. But
I don't know. I've never really played Dark Souls. I know. I'm sorry.
okay, well, they don't tell you anything. You just are playing the game. Then you get
Okay,
to the
yeah.
end, you're like, okay, that's it.
It's supposed to be a story-based game,
And
RPG style.
and they just don't go. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's trash.
I agree with that.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's my thing.
I'll let you go next, Perp, and then Rumble, you can go next. After
Okay, there's so many things about that I can make me hate a game.
Okay, well, how about
From-
this? Let's see.
No, I could narrow it down
Okay.
to two that I stand out the most. Characters that are super underdeveloped, that they pretend are more developed than they are, Final Fantasy IX, or to not throw shade at anything specifically, that is a little easier to do. Just balancing in a game that is done terribly or is too easy, where a game has 100 systems. You could do this. Kingdom Hearts is a good example. Kingdom Hearts 3. You could do this kind of attack. 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 But then all the fights are too easy to ever require any of that. Like, you never need to use anything they present you with. Persona 5, I think, is a good example where there's a lot of optional things you can do on the side to get stronger, improve these weapons, do this, fuse personas, get, inherent abilities. But if you play on too easy of a difficulty, it becomes unnecessary. In Skyrim, you could do this to improve, this to improve, this to improve. That it's always too easy regardless. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. I want to have to use the systems the game developed.
That's fair.
Okay.
I like
So you're
that.
gonna choose that. Okay, Rumble. Do you have anything?
Well, I think the one thing I probably don't like about some games is like when you're in such a big ass open world and you have to like often sometimes backtrack. I never did like that in the game Turok, even though like I have both games on Steam. And I guess another thing I hate is lack of like I hate having to like try and find the good source of like health, ammo and stuff, or weaponry.
So you,
Sometimes I
so you
kind of
don't
hate
like running
like
out of ammo?
somewhat. I mean, like I like to have a decent amount of stuff before I go in and and do whatever. But I also kind of hate a lot.
Okay. So we can go with more of the backtracking out of those two, or the health generation. Which would you prefer, Rumble, as you're the one that you dislike more? One more time, my man. Backtracking. All right. All right. So a game with a story that sucks, that they're like, hey, look at this story, and then they don't develop it, that also is terribly balanced and is full of backtracking.
Sounds like Final Fantasy 7 to me.
Yeah.
My next topic, my next question is going to
Exactly.
be, now take all those things and think of the one game that fits all of those.
Are we thinking of a real game, or are we making a fake game?
You can do a real game first, but you
okay.
already did it.
All right. Final Fantasy VII has a pretty good story, though. It's a good joke, but I'm going to be objective and say that it's not to the same level as Final Fantasy IX bad. So
No, the 7
don't
did
like
have an
Titus?
alright story.
You don't like
let me think. Final Fantasy IX might be one of my least favorite Final Fantasies.
9 was, yeah, it's not my favorite by any stretch.
There's almost nothing I like about it over the other really good Final Fantasies.
I like Vivi. That's about it.
I like Vivi.
Vivi's
All right,
alright.
okay. We got this. We got this. Let's think. All right, what game has a ton of backtracking? Dragon Quest 11, but I love that game.
Ton of backtracking.
I'll go with story that pretends to be there that's not there, badly balanced where you don't need to use the systems, and has backtracking. I'm gonna say every Far Cry game by Ubisoft.
Ooh, and possibly even Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's
Creed, exactly. I'm thinking of every Ubisoft. I'm thinking about games that I hate, mindless side quests.
I hate Assassin's Creed so much.
I like the first one.
God.
The first one was the only good one. Well, I liked Black Flag, but that's only because I got to drive a ship and be a pirate. But that's
when number one was brand new, that game was great because it was the only thing that ever did what it was doing. And then the second the sequel came out, I was like, I don't like any of these. I don't like any of them anymore.
None of them. I didn't like any of them, except for the first one and maybe 4, and that was just to drive the ships and the shanties.
I think those Ubisoft games are a perfect combination of everything I hate in a game, of stupid side quests to do, to watch stupid numbers go up that you don't need to go up to complete the easy game, and full of backtracking.
And they give you the story, but there's no real story. It's just
there's no real story. It's just like, yeah, there's like 6 plot points separated by a bunch of like mediocre gameplay. That being said, like I could still have fun playing Far Cry, but it has a lot of the stuff that I don't like about games in it.
Most Ubisoft games. Fair enough.
Yeah, but then again, you know, Mario Rabbids is fantastic.
I've never played Mario Rabbids.
It's very good. If you like XCOM, but you want to, you know, it's not as hard as XCOM. It's a little easy of a game in my opinion. Still, like, is really good. It feels just like a pure Nintendo game. It does not feel like Ubisoft made it at all. But I think it was developed by Ubisoft, which is Nintendo's licensing.
Okay. If there's a thing that I can think of that I don't like in video games, it is probably let's just go with too many cutscenes. In that regard, I should hate Kingdom Hearts though. So maybe not the cutscene part of it. Maybe it's the no. I know
it's
what
like
it is.
Metal Gear Solid.
It's the cutscenes being longer than actual gameplay. I want to
the ratio.
Yes, the ratio between gameplay and cutscene.
So it's like The Last of Us. Sorry, not The Last of Us. I mean The Walking Dead. Where the entire thing is
like
basically like cutscenes. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's Telltale games.
But that's all Telltale games, isn't it?
That's part of the whole thing. So,
does that fall into the category? Or do you like those games? Because I personally don't.
I don't think so, only because like this part of the game's core mechanic is just like it's telling a story and you get to choose, even though your choices don't really matter. But yeah, I think that's part of like their gameplay is just cutscenes and story. So I think that counts.
I couldn't believe the first one got Game of the Year after playing it. I was like, it was fine. It was good. But then it got Game of the Year, and now they're out of business? That's crazy, man.
Oh, one thing I can't stand, actually, is cutscenes that go on, and then they stop, and then you get to walk, but you have to walk slow or follow somebody while they're talking, and you can't really do anything else. And then that
How hard is it? How hard is it to make it so you and the NPC have the same walking? Why is it I'm too slow and they can't fall ahead, or I'm sprinting and I'm too fast? Yeah. How hard is it? How hard is it to get the middle ground? It must be difficult because no one freaking does it.
Red Dead Redemption does
that. I hate that. I hate that so much.
Assassin's Creed does it. Red Dead Redemption does it. And
I don't understand. I'm not a developer, so I can only criticize I can only throw stones from my glass house, but I'm doing it.
So yeah. So any other any other games you can think of in that regard? Because I can't think of anything else. Assassin's Creed was the one for me that you said is it.
Well, it's
I because I like backtracking. That's one of my favorite parts about JRPGs. So to think about because like I really like Dragon Quest 11. I don't know if you've beaten it, but let's just say you kind of have to go through a lot of the same areas throughout the course of the main game, and I really like that aspect. That might be my favorite part of the whole game, is revisiting these areas to see how they've changed.
I haven't beat it yet. and I have this thing where I get like ending anxiety, so I don't ever finish games sometimes if they're really got really good stories and stuff going on.
Ending anxiety.
It's
How far did you get?
I got past we got Hendrik, and I'm about 2 hours past that.
Okay, I was trying to avoid any kind of spoilers, but that's a little spoiler. But even then, okay, you're past the point of, because I always break the game into 3 acts. Like the first act is very clear when that ends, and then you're a couple hours into this game. After you beat the game is definitely like a third act where it really feels like it's vital to the story.
I know, and I'm getting to the point where like I feel like big things are gonna happen real fast, and so I'm like, oh man, I can't finish this right now. So I'll put it down and not touch it for like 6 months.
It's good. I haven't beaten the final post game stuff. I don't know why I put it down. Just never got back. Magic the Gathering. That's why.
Magic the Virgining.
Yeah, that's what it's called in my Discord. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Okay. I changed it. I talk about Magic and Magic the Virgining channel. Yeah.
So unfortunately, that's all the time we have, though, because it's 3 o'clock. We got to send it over to Soze, who said he's ready. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. But before we do, one more quick sign off from everybody. My name is Asec Soul. I'm gonna start streaming a lot more. I am a streamer. I usually stream PS4 games like Kingdom Hearts and anything that I think of that day. I also do podcasts. So there's that. And
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heckin' yeah.
I love CSS a lot. They're the only team I have been in out of the 5 teams that I've been in that have made me feel really special and like family. So I love all these nerds. And go ahead, Morbid.
I am Morbid Killjoy. Also the dude of the North. And I want to say that I stream some stuff, some older games, some newer games. I personally prefer JRPGs. One of the co-founders of the Coalition of Salty Streamers. And I am so glad that we have been able to grow so much with you amazing people over the last year. And I'm hoping for, more and more things to come in the future with everyone. And I appreciate all the participation and everything that you guys do. It's awesome.
All right. Perfect.
Awesome.
Your turn.
Well, I am the Perplatypus, and you guys know me. I stream. I'm just showing off my merch there. I stream kind of all kinds of things. Right now, I just came out with a new schedule. I'm trying to do 2 days of Metro Exodus right now. I'm playing Magic every single week. I like having a couple continuing games that are like multiplayer that I don't really get old, because it's always about a new PvP experience. I play old JRPGs. I'm going through all the Final Fantasies. I'm not playing any currently, but my next on the list is Final Fantasy 13, which will be a good one, and finishing Final Fantasy 5. But I'm gonna beat all the mainline Final Fantasy. I bet I like 13 more than I like 9. I'm bet you that right now.
Okay.
I don't know if I will though.
Honestly, man, I played 10 minutes of that game, turned it off, and I've never touched it again.
That's what she said.
Ayo.
All right, so Rumble said he wants to try and say his stuff. So go ahead and Rumble. It's all you.
Can I be heard or?
Yes, you can be heard.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I am. I do my YouTube channel. If you're in the mods or check me out. Become a part of Rumble Mania.
Do it. Become a part of Rumble Mania, or else.
Do the thing.
I think that's trademarked, but you know what? I'm into it.
Just take everything. It's fine.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care if it's trademark. I'm still taking it.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
Dude.
All right, but again, thank you everybody who came in to watch. Really appreciate it. Everybody that followed that we didn't say or hosted that we didn't say. I saw all of you. Thank you all for hosting and following. And we're gonna pass it over now to
Soze and Morbid, I believe, right?
Soze and Morbid.
Yep.
So you'll see Morbid again in a second. But until then, guys, take care. We'll see you later. We love you all. and enjoy the rest of your 48-hour stream. We have how many hours has it been so far?
We have many behind us and many more to go. Math with Perplat.
So far, it has been 3 hours. So 45 hours left. Let's do this. All right. See you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.